Hi, I'm Robin Wood and this is one of my carving axes, and I'm going to show you how to sharpen one of these axes to get it really razor sharp. Okay, so we're going to sharpen this axe, and what we're going to need to use on it is this, which is sticky backed wet and dry paper in 3 different grits: 800, 1200 and 2500. I buy these from Axminster Power Tools, stick them onto bits of MDF, and they're great for a cheap sharpening kit for your axe. I'm going to start with the 800 grit, and going away from the edge or side to side like this, we're going to polish the edge. Now what I'm looking for as I'm doing this, I'm looking at the scratch pattern that I'm creating, and I'm starting towards the back of the bevel and gradually tipping it up until I see that scratch pattern reaching all the way to the edge. And the most important thing is to get everything dead right with the coarsest grit, which in my case the 800 grit. Spend the most time with this and be absolutely sure that you've got all the way to the edge and that you've removed metal from the very edge itself before you move on to the next grit. Now I can see clearly that that's gone all the way to the edge there. Now we're going to turn it over and do exactly the same thing on the other side. You can see with this 800 grit abrasive, it produces a sort of a matte surface, and it's quite easy to see the scratch pattern, to see that that's going evenly all the way to the edge. You want to keep the fingers well back away from the edge, so not in danger of cutting my fingers here. And I'm trying to keep that at just a standard angle, not tilting it this way and this way. There we go. So that's done both sides with the 800 grit. Now it's time to go on to the next grit down, which is 1200 grit. And effectively all this is doing now is removing the scratches produced by the 800 grit, so it really doesn't take very long. Just keeping exactly the same bevel, and that's beginning to put a nice polish on there. And here on the other side, just the same again. And now we can go down to the 2500 grit. And with this, then you'll begin to see that bevel begins to look really shiny. So again, this 2500 grit is just removing the scratches from the 1200 grit, so it doesn't take very long at all. Now, that axe would work really well as it is, but I'm going to give it a final polish with Auto Sol metal polish, squeezed onto a little bit of board like this and spread out, and this will just give it a final polish, remove any last hint of any burr, and will help the edge hold the edge for that bit longer. Only pushing away from the edge, don't go backwards and forwards, else it'll just cut into this is on a piece of MDF here, and I give that probably 10 or 15 strokes, and you can really see that edge beginning to shine now. So just clean that off, being very careful to work away from the edge, and that is all finished, ready to work. Really shiny, sharp axe. Simple as that. Okay, so here's our sharp axe. Let's see what it can do. There we go. There's a spoon blank ready for the knife.